my anxiety ball. Okay. I have an hour and a half to film this. Okay, sometimes you can tell someone's chronically online by what they're wearing. I'm actually guilty of this. I go outside and I realize no one is really wearing what I see people on Pinterest wearing. I saw a lot of comments in a recent video that I did of you guys saying you've never seen anyone in real life wearing some of the trends that we were talking about. So that inspired me to film this video. Let's talk about some differences in how people dress online and how they actually dress in real life. I do want to credit Lainey for the original idea of this video. I wanted to do my own version of it and use 2024 trends. So let's start off with the first difference: skinny jeans versus wide jeans. Someone pointed out how skinny jeans never really left. I think when we talk about the online fashion community, wider jeans have obviously been trending for the past couple of years, but skinny jeans are still being worn by the general public, especially by people that don't care a lot about trends, or it can also just be part of their personal style. I've talked to people in the past who have said they would never ever wear wide jeans, and they really haven't. Whenever I go to my local mall, I see all sorts of different jeans, skinny jeans being one of them. So I think it's very interesting how I know we deem skinny jeans as something outdated, but in real life people are still wearing them. The next trend I'm gonna talk about, this one pisses me off. It's pissed me off the whole year: mesh and transparent clothing. A lot of people seem to be enraged by this trend, and I totally get it. I'm not its biggest fan either. Online, everyone seems to be wearing transparent clothing. Your favorite influencer probably has a picture on Instagram wearing some sort of mesh fabric. But someone pointed out, and I totally agree with them, how probably a lot of these influencers are wearing the piece to take the picture because it's their job, and then they probably take it off and go outside wearing something different because it's just not practical, and it's probably not the safest thing to do. People whose job is not influencing are probably not wearing this. Also, people who don't live in New York, LA, some of the bigger cities in the world are not wearing this trend. In real life, I've never ever seen anyone wearing something like this. The next is leggings versus capris. Online, capris are all the rage. They've been trending this whole year. People seem to love it, and it kind of seems like leggings are an insult to Pinterest. But people in real life are still wearing leggings. I haven't seen anyone wearing capris. I think I'll eventually will, probably in the nearish future, but as of now, that's also a very chronically online trend, in my opinion. Another difference that I see a lot is high waist versus low waist. People online seem to be wearing a lot of low waist lately. I feel very inclined to buy more low waist jeans. They just look so cute. But in real life, people are still wearing high-waist jeans, which is totally fine, but it's a big difference that I see. I haven't really been seeing a lot of high-waist jeans anymore on Pinterest. It's all about the low waist, maybe mid-waist. Another difference that I see a lot are jorts versus 2010s style shorts. I do know mom shirts came into trend around 2020-2021, but they left very fast. I don't really see anyone wearing that anymore. But the 2010s shorts never really left. Whenever I go outside, that's what I see the most. I don't see anyone wearing jorts at all. I've only ever seen jorts online. Think Miley Cyrus circa 2010s. I love her style back in the day. People are still wearing those shorts for everything, especially here because I live very close to the beach. Those shorts are still trending. They never really left. The next trend I'm gonna talk about is the blockette aesthetic. I've never seen anyone wearing this in real life either, but I've seen people wearing an Italia shirt in Mexico, but I've never seen the blockette aesthetic as it is in real life. The next thing that I have in here, skirts over pants. I see a lot of differences when it comes to this because in cities where it's hotter, this is not really happening. We're not really layering anything because it's just too hot. When we talk about smaller cities, people who don't really work in the fashion industry, this doesn't exist. It really doesn't. Let's talk about jewelry now. Maximalist jewelry definitely seems to be trending, but in real life, I haven't really seen anyone wearing this either. I see people wearing smaller dainty pieces. It might have to do with the culture around here. What I've seen since last year is gold mixed with silver jewelry. That is a trend that did cut up very fast in here, but that's kind of it. I haven't really seen the maximalist bohemian jewelry in real life at all since the early 2010s and late 2000s. Let's talk about skirts now. Online, I see a lot of low-waist skirts, a lot of different patterns, and just really cute flowy skirts. In real life, I barely ever see a skirt. It's all about the 2010s shorts. People don't like skirts that much I don't know why, it's just not a thing. I do see mini denim skirts sometimes, they do wear that, but that's really it. Skirts are not that popular in real life. I do love skirts, I wear them all the time, but not a lot of people do it. Again, I do think my perspective will change if I was in a bigger city. Let's talk shoes now. Sambas do seem to have taken over the general public as well. Everyone and their mother has a Samba shoe. It's not really a chronically online trend anymore, it's just a trend. But I usually see people wearing Converse, Vans, and even wedges in real life, which I know they're not really trending at all online, but people seem to be wearing them still. I've seen a lot of, I think they're pronounced Beja shoes, I have no idea, but I've seen a lot of this type of shoes, which is something that I never ever see online. I don't think I've ever seen this pair of shoes on Pinterest. It's just not a thing, but in real life people wear them all the time, especially back in my hometown. Online it's more about Onitsukas and ballet flats, Mary Janes, leather boots. In real life people are wearing leather boots, but I think the ones that are still kind of popular are the sweat boots. Those seem to be the boots that people still wear. I can't get rid of mine. I've been trying to sell them for the past couple of years and no one wants to buy them. Let's talk about bags now. This is such an interesting comparison. I have a lot of things to say about this. Oh my god. I'm gonna talk about, again, from my perspective, the Hispanic community. What I see in real life. Very different from what I see online. Even though my style is definitely more influenced by what I see online, because I don't go out of my house a lot. I spend most of my days in my room. What's trending in my world is really what's trending on Pinterest, because it's kind of everything that I see. But every new moon when I do go out, these are the things that I see on the street. A lot of people seem to have bags from this brand called Bimba y Lola. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of it. I don't think it's a thing aside from the Hispanic community. I think it's a Spanish brand. It's everywhere in my hometown, and when I traveled to Barcelona, it was everywhere in there as well. People in Spain seem to really like this brand too. Tell me if I'm wrong. If you're from Spain, tell me if I'm wrong. Maybe I am, but when I went in 2022, that's really all that I saw. Online, it's more about the shoulder bag, kind of the hobo bag. Stout bags have been very trending amongst the online community as well. I've seen them a lot this summer. An exception would be Coach bags. I see them a lot in real life, and I also see them a lot online. Let's talk about designer bags. This is very interesting. I think I have good insight on this. Online this year, people seem to be very much into Miu Miu. They really made it their goal to gift their bags to every single influencer there is, because I can't seem to avoid their bags. They're everywhere. In real life, I've never seen this. Most people don't really have the money to buy designer bags, or if they do have the money, they don't have as much money to be buying the latest designer bag. I can't talk about in behalf of Mexico because Mexico is so big. I'm gonna talk about in behalf of my hometown, which is Monterrey, Mexico. It's very different from other places in Mexico and in Latin America. Monterrey is very disconnected from the reality of Mexico, and I know this because I've lived both. In Monterrey, more specifically in San Pedro, is the richest city in Mexico, and I think in all of Latin America. I usually see girls wearing bags from Jacquemus. I totally see girls wearing bags from Jacquemus or the classics, Fendi, Prada, YSL. People there usually go for more of a timeless bag as opposed to a very trendy one, something that is gonna stand the test of time. That's what I've seen the most. It's not really about trends, it's about timelessness. Back where I live, a perfect mix between timeless and trendy. That's the best thing ever. If you want to leave a comment telling us where you live and some of the differences that you see in how people dress in real life and how people are dressing online, that would be so cool to see the different cultures and to gain a different perspective, because we're all obviously not dressing the same if we live in completely different places. So anyways, thank you guys for watching. I hope to see you in my next video, and yeah, let's talk about style and different cultures. Love you.